Good afternoon. I will be speaking about Hannah, who is one of the most interesting characters in the Old Testament. Like several other women in the Bible, she was barren. People in the ancient Israel believed that a large family was a blessing from God. Infertility, therefore, was a source of humiliation and shame. And to make matters worse, Hannah has another wife who has been bearing so many children and then taunting Hannah mercilessly. We can read in 1 Samuel 1:6-7. Because the Lord has closed Hannah's womb, her rival, the other wife, kept provoking her in order to irritate her. This went on year after year, and whenever Hannah went up to the house of the Lord, her rival provoked her till she wept and would not eat. Once at the house of the Lord in Shiloh, Hannah was praying so intently that her lips moved silently with the words she spoke to God in her heart. And Eli the priest saw her and accused her of being drunk. And she answered that she was just praying, pouring her heart and soul to the Lord. And touched by her pain, Eli answered, "Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant you with what you have asked of him." So we can read that in 1 Samuel 1:19-20. So when Hannah went back home, Elkanah made love with his wife Hannah, and the Lord remembered her. So in the course of time, of course, Hannah became pregnant and gave birth to a son. And she named him Samuel, saying, "Because I asked the Lord for him." So after Hannah and her husband Elkanah returned, they had a child. But remember that when she was praying, "Lord, I will give this son to you to serve you." So she remembered that. So that's the only son that she had, but she kept her promise to God. So it's really interesting that, a mother would give your only son to God, back to God, but she followed through. Hannah followed through on that promise, and when he was old enough to be given to the service of tabernacle, she handed her young child Samuel over to Eli for training as a priest. So let's read 1 Samuel 1:26-28. And she said to him, "Pardon me, my Lord, as surely as you live. I am the woman who stood here beside you praying to the Lord. I prayed for this child, and the Lord has granted me what I asked of him. So now I give him to the Lord, for his whole life will be given over to the Lord." So that's really very wonderful. And God really appreciated that. And because of that, God blessed Hannah further for honoring her pledge to him. She bore 3 more sons and 2 daughters. And Samuel grew up to become the last of Israel's judges, its first prophet and counselor to the first 2 kings, Saul and David. So now we can see that because of Hannah, we have Samuel, because of course God gave Samuel. But that is an accomplishment of a woman, to give birth to Samuel and to give him to the Lord, just as she promised, that she will do this when she will have a son. So we can see that Hannah's strength, she is very perseverant, even though for so many years God was silent to her request for a child. For many years, she never stopped praying. She had faith that God had the power to help her, and she never doubted God's ability. So what lesson can we draw out to here? After years of praying for the same thing, most of us will give up. I don't think God will answer, so why pray? But Hannah did not. She was a devout humble woman, and God finally answered her prayers. You know, like Apostle Paul has been saying in 1 Thessalonians 5:7, pray without ceasing. You know, pray continually. And that's exactly what Hannah did. Hannah teaches us not to never give up, to honor our promises to God if God answered our prayers, and to praise God for His wisdom and kindness. So to all of us, the mothers, the fathers, you know, we hope that we can be like Hannah, who will not give up on God because God does not give up on us. Happy Mother's Day.